And hello, everybody. This is Jeff Ian with the River Channel here, broadcasting the home game between the Hudson Raiders in blue on your screen, playing from right to left, the home team, Hudson Raiders, taking on the visiting Menomonie Mustangs in white from left to right on your screen. This is a conference matchup in the Big Rivers Conference. And Raiders are in all gray, blue, whatever it is. I think they have several uniforms. It's not like the old days where we had, in my high school, blue and white, and that was it. Raiders applying pressure right from the beginning. Raiders are all in gray and immediately look to be taking charge of this game offensively. They get it down the offensive end and throw in here coming from Soren Matson, number 11 of the Raiders. For those of you unfamiliar, Menomonie, Wisconsin is, I don't know, probably about 45 minutes east on I-94 from Hudson. So it's a little bit of a jaunt for a match like this. But that's what you get in some of these areas. Quick short ball in. That's Jake Poole. Little chip. And that goes wide. And that'll be a goal kick for Menomonie. So Menomonie is a beautiful little town, the home of Stout University. And just past Menomonie is Eau Claire. So if you're familiar with Eau Claire, then Menomonie is just a little bit west of that, probably about 15, 20 minutes. So these teams play each other every year. It's a good conference rivalry, and we'll see how the Raiders are for this, fresh off their last victory. Raiders get it in. Menomonie seems to be having all they can take right now defensively. Raiders putting a lot of pressure on. Raiders have started their season, it looks like 4-0. Big last match against Simley. I might be a little out of order here because I'm actually recording this voiceover. I was not live at the game. I travel for work, so sometimes that gets in the way. But River Channel graciously allows me to add this commentary for players and anyone who watch later. 2.5 minutes in, our score is 0-0. You will see shots here, but those are clearly not accurate. 21 shots to 1 right now was in 2.5 minutes makes no sense, but the scoreboard will probably correct that a little bit later. That might have been from the JV game prior to this. Looks like a beautiful night in Hudson. For those of you not familiar, Hudson is located right on the border with Minnesota on I-94, literally about 20 miles from St. Paul, Minnesota, and is a beautiful river town with the St. Croix River as the border between those two states. There's a nice corner kick, really set in a nice spot. Raiders were under it and waiting, and just not able to get much on that in that situation. But it was a high ball, but that was a good opportunity for the Raiders, and now they get a throw in to follow that up. Menomonie heads that ball out of bounds for another corner kick by the Raiders. We sure appreciate you listening to this recorded match, or if you watched it live and are watching it again. We always appreciate our viewers at the River Channel, and Raiders get another nice corner kick. It gets headed around, and then a good opportunity, but that gets bumbled a little bit there and out on the Raiders, and that'll be a goal kick here for Menomonie, and see if they can get this ball up and try to get something going offensively. The River Channel is your home to Hudson Raiders sports at Hudson High School. Comes Netterlow, streaking in. He's got speed, knows how to move that ball, but too much defense there that time for Owen. River Channel broadcasts all the home soccer games for Hudson boys soccer and girls soccer, along with, I think, pretty much most sports and activities, actually. So we sure appreciate River Channel's work to bring our activities to our family and friends all over the world and all over the country. I've yet to have somebody watch from another country, but I'm hoping that happens with soccer one of these days. Here's a nice play by the Raiders. They get set up. It's a quick shot in. And there's a goal for your Raiders. It's like Henry Vandenberg with that goal, but we'll listen for the official announcement. That ball kind of moved around, and somebody was going to, if the Raiders got it, that was going to be a goal based on where it was. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe... must have been an offside or something, so I got to pull back my enthusiasm and pay attention better. That goal is pulled back, and Raiders are back on the attack, though. So again, River Channel is your home to all Raider activities, and actually the whole Hudson community. They broadcast a whole bunch of city and community activities, along with the high school sports. So it's fantastic to have that here, and I am privileged to be part of the team. So if you want to watch live matches, then just go to the Hudson High School webpage and look up boys soccer. You got to go to the high school page first and go to sports and activities, and then fall sports and choose boys soccer. But you come to the schedule, and usually there's a link to the River Channel live broadcast. It's definitely done via YouTube and the River. Because you can also go to the YouTube River Channel and the River channel to see the game. But I believe they also broadcast on Facebook live as well. So if you check out Facebook, you may not get live commentary. When I am not traveling for work, I go to the games and announce those games on the spot. And so the live broadcast is like what you're hearing tonight. But you have to watch it on YouTube for that, I believe. I'm not sure. I'll have to verify that. But I think if you watch on Facebook, you'll just see the game. And if I'm traveling, then those live games will still be on with no commentary for you to enjoy. Raiders again. Good penetration by Calvin Lassard, the sophomore who's had a huge impact on this team early in the season. Brings it back and nicely, but not able to score. Menomonie seems to have their hands full right now, but they keep working. Raiders got to stay strong. Send it through. Menomonie hoping for offsides, but that wasn't coming. Well, maybe it was coming. That was awfully close, but the referees and the side refs have a way better view than me because I can't even see half the field on this screen, just like you. And that's an offsides, and Menomonie will get the free kick. So the Big Rivers Conference has a number of teams. River Falls, Eau Claire North, Eau Claire Memorial, Hudson, Chippewa Falls, Menomonie, Rice Lake, and in some sports, Superior, which is a couple hours away up by Duluth, Minnesota. And so there's a variety of sized schools, and I think there's actually 3 different classes that the conference covers. And New Richmond, sorry. But it's super exciting because all these different size schools, they're competitive in many ways, and so it's fun. It's a fun conference with a lot of different dynamics at play. Raiders back on the offense. They're setting the tone that this may be a lot like how it is for this game. We're pushing into the 10-minute mark. Score is 0-0. Your hometown Raiders are in grayish blue. I'm going to call it blue because Hudson's blue. And the visiting Menomonie Mustangs are in white. Ball sneaks through. Menomonie's goalkeeper stays strong. Makes a nice save. Gets down on it, as he should, and makes a nice play. Looking for the punt. Taking his time. Winds up. Sends a big ball that falls finally, wow, that's a big punt, into Raiders territory for the first time for Menomonie, really. It's Nicky Allenoff, captain of the Raiders, with the ball there, collecting it and sending it out wide. Raiders pushing it up, looking for the seams and the angles. It's a nice ball through. Vandenberg coming. Goes off Menomonie out of bounds. A little push from Vandenberg, but no foul. Raiders will have a corner kick. See if they can put it all together for corner kick here. Raiders are always dangerous on the corner kick. They get the opportunity to put that ball into the scoring area, and they're always good at it. Not so many this year yet, but lots of great opportunities, and I'm sure they'll be coming. It's a nice ball there. Ball bounces around. There it is, folks. Looks like Owen Netterlow taking that ball that was kind of bouncing and spinning around and buries it in the goal. So good first goal for your Raiders at about the 11-minute mark, and they take a 1-0 lead over the visiting Menomonie Mustangs.
Goal by Owen Netterlow.
So that's Owen Netterlow with the goal. Looks like Henry Vandenberg with the assist. That's Netterlow's, I believe, it's either his 7th or 8th goal of this short season. So he is playing great and leading this team to a lot of victories so far, and an early lead here. Ball in Menomonie territory with a throw-in. Tries to chest it down and remains control. Nice play by Menomonie there, and a quick turn. Nice turn. A lot of congestion there to try to do anything. That ball gets out of bounds. Will be a Raiders throw. Big field switch there by Menomonie, trying to open things up and get to where there's more space. Looks like Xavier Island in the game for the Raiders there, number 4. Draws a foul, or gets a foul, and it's going to be a free kick for Menomonie here. Let's see if they can do something. This is a chance to put the ball into dangerous territory. Solid ball, a little too solid. I can't believe he was taking a shot there. That's a little too far for a shot, but he might have. You never know. Sometimes you get those to fall. Usually you try to chip that into about the goal line of the football end zone and see if your team can scrap one into the goal like we just saw Netterlow do in a way. But nonetheless, the Raiders avoid that threat and are now on the attack. Oh my gosh, that ball somehow Calvin Lassard, I don't know how he threaded that needle, because that ball got through somehow, and Raiders got a good chance, but the ball's tough to get the shot off there with the defense on it, but a heck of a play. Another quick through ball. Lassard on the chase, but again, Menomonie's goalkeeper playing strong, comes out and gathers that ball up and isn't afraid of what might come if there's a collision. comes back to Ouellette, brings it over to Xavier Island. Jackson Ouellette, one of the team's 3 captains, along with Henry Vandenberg and Nikki Alanoff. Netterlow sending that ball up a little bit heavy, but Raiders are able to somehow get it. Lassard gets it, but that definitely was offside. Not sure why they wait. They wait for someone to touch the ball. I guess if Menomonie was able to get that ball, they'd call advantage, so maybe that's it. That is the wrong spot for that ball, but it doesn't make a huge difference. Menomonie plays it short anyway. Sends it up. Big throw by the Raiders, trying to keep that attack on. We're now 15 minutes into the first half. Raiders lead 1-0. Gathered in by Menomonie's goalkeeper. I do not have a Menomonie roster in front of me since I was not at the game. So I'll just do my best to acknowledge the great plays that I see from them. And that goalkeeper, again, with a nice play there. He's got a big leg that's going to help Menomonie get the ball at least up into the offensive end, as it looks like it's going to be a bit of a challenge today. But you get those big balls deep, you never know what can happen. And every team has its lapses, so Raiders gotta stay strong. Menomonie defense or offense trying to challenge there, keeping the ball in their territory for a bit, which is good. Raiders continuing to attack, but Menomonie defense holding strong. Little foul there on the Mustangs, and the Raiders will take the free kick from just their side of the midfield. Big ball in by Ouellette. Won by Menomonie and sort of cleared, but it's a good ball in there. A little pushy. I didn't see it clear enough to know if it was a foul. Ref is calling it, and that'll be a free kick for Menomonie. Ball moving around. Raiders continuing to keep the pressure on, wanting to add to that 1-goal lead. Substitution coming. And there they go. Raiders got it in and snuck that ball through. Looks like Owen Netterlow again. We'll wait for the announcement, for the official announcement, but a sneaky little goal. Looked like Owen Netterlow
Goal
fed
by Netterlow.
fed by Jack Poole. And that gives the Raiders a 2-0 lead at the close to the halfway mark of the first half, and at the 19-minute and 25-second mark. And that's 2 goals for Netterlow as he adds to his season total already. Throw in here for Menomonie. Ball's moving around. Nice header there by Xavier Island, who's playing a little defense. That's not a spot I can remember him playing the last couple of years, but always good to expand your repertoire. And frankly, as a longtime soccer coach, I believed every player should be able to play every position. That's why you see players for most of their practice playing little short box games and takeaway and passing, because if you're switching positions, which happens in the middle of the game, you may end up on offense if you're a defensive player anyway. Here comes the Raiders. It's Lassard flipping it out, trying to set up a nice pullback. Takes a left foot, but nice save by Menomonie's goalkeeper. It was a left-footed blast. A little bit close to the goalkeeper, but he got just enough swat on it to swat that out. So good work to him, keeping it at a 2-0 lead for the Raiders. And there it is. There's another goal for your Raiders. Let's see. I'm going to double check. Looks like that was Vandenberg with the score. And another assist from Jack Poole, it looks like, from what I've seen. But we'll wait for the official announcement. Raiders keeping the pressure on, 3-0 lead, 22 minutes into the match. 3-goal lead is kind of the score that makes coaches a little bit relieved and a little bit easy and things like that. But at this stage of the game, with close to 60 minutes left, you really don't love that score, because Menomonie can, they can put 1 or 2 on, and then all of a sudden it's a tight game. So you are still, going to push this ball up by your offense. Big ball, trying to put it in. It looked like trying to score it, maybe. That's a heck of a long shot, but nicely played by Menomonie's goalkeeper. So despite 3 goals, he's playing a heck of a match with some very nice saves. and I got a feeling he's going to be under fire all night here. So, but he's so far, despite the 3-goal deficit, he's playing admirably. Throw in coming here for the Raiders. Sorry for the yawn. That's more of a me thing. I have one of these fall colds, so hoping to get over that quickly. Raiders have a couple more games this week too, so it'll be exciting to see if they keep this momentum up. Right now, I believe they are sitting at a 4-0 record, and that's exciting. This team had high expectations last year and graduated some high-powered senior talent, and it's good to see these boys are coming out and keeping everything that's been going the last few years with I think 3 teams that went to state in the last 5 years, keeping that going. It's fun to see. Lassard with the throw. Looks like we got a contingent of young soccer fans collecting balls around the stadium for these teams to keep the ball moving and letting the kids play more. If they got to chase their own balls, all that does is take playing time away from everybody, and nobody wants that. So Raiders defense keeps that ball moving around. Xavier Island has it. Looks like Nate Poole. Weaving through traffic. Oh, nice little through ball there. And a nice save. Snuck by him, but he got enough of his body on it to change the course and save a goal. I've seen those slow rollers go in or slow it enough that someone can come up and pump it home. And so, again, a nice save by the Menomonie goalkeeper. Raiders try to get ahead on that. Owen Netterlow goes out of bounds off Menomonie. Raiders with another throw. Ball comes through. Again, another good shot on the Menomonie, but a nice save by their goalkeeper. He's probably got 4 or 5 quality saves right now. The score could be crazy out of hand if he wasn't making some of these plays. There's Island into Alanoff. Nicky is a returning starter and one of the captains of this year's team, along with Henry Vandenbark and Jackson Ouellette. Looks like yet another beautiful fall night in Hudson. I don't know what the temperature looks like, but everybody's wearing shorts and t-shirts, so I gotta think it's a warm one that night. Ball sneaks through. Menomonie is there, though, and makes a nice clear. Into Vandenbark. It's tangled, not a foul. It's not a foul. Island brings it back. Good ball there. Nice header. Just wide. But good all-around play by the Raiders. Those are plays that help you in the future when you go for those kind of scores. Those complicated skill-level goals. You like to see that in a game like this. And it was a good attempt. Short ball by Menomonie. And a foul there. Pretty clear foul on Netterlow. Push from behind. It's going to give the Mustangs a free kick, and looks like we have a slight injury from that. Made a twisted something on the way down, and unfortunate, but we'll take a short break here and get this settled. Looks like he's hobbling off on one leg. That's unfortunate. Hopefully it's just a temporary. They'll get some ice on it maybe, and hopefully he'll be back on both feet shortly. Sometimes those injuries are stingers and temporary. Sometimes they're worse. We're going to hope for the better. Here we go. Raiders continuing the pressure in their offensive end. Our score sits at 3-0. Hudson Raiders in blue, playing from right to left against the visiting Menomonie Mustangs in white and maroon, playing from left to right on your screen. Menomonie defense holding strong there, keeping the ball up from Raiders' pressure. Raiders continuing to keep the pressure on. We're now down to under 10 minutes in the first half. Raiders continue to pressure, and Menomonie's defense continuing to hold strong to the 3-goal deficit, but they would sure like to not let any more go through, and they're playing tough. Ball deep in Raider territory, but gathered in by Parker Strumke, Raiders goalkeeper for the night. Quick ball up the pool, who's wide open in the middle. But there they are again. Menomonie stepping up and putting an end to that threat. Just struggling to get anything going offensively, though, for Menomonie. Just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Ball goes out, way out, gathered in, and looks like we got some substitutions happening. And we'll get play going here with about 6.5 minutes left in this half. Hometown Hudson Raiders 3, visiting Menomonie Mustangs 0. Clear by the Mustangs, but the Raiders scoop it up right away at about midfield. Now they send in a big cross in to see if something can happen, but Mustangs goalkeeper grabs that ball and plays it well. Plays a short little punt, trying to hit one of his teammates on the move. I like that, but gets disrupted by the Raiders. Nice ball out. Raiders get it out wide. Yeah, saying offsides. Impossible for me to judge that where I am, and so I will back the referees on that 100%, and it's going to be a free kick for Menomonie. Here we go. Menomonie has it in their territory, looking to make something happen. Good turn there. Good ball. A little pressure. Be another Menomonie throw in deep into their offensive end. No, Raiders throw, sorry. They're going to try to get it out quickly. Send up a big throw and then a big kick, and Menomonie is there. Kind of a miss hit there, though, and the Raiders are able to steal it back. Ball gets out wide. Raiders are on it. Nice little ball back. Sets it up. Oh, good defensive play by the Mustangs. That was a 99% sure goal, but the defender just got his foot out in time to block that shot. And there is a nice, aggressive grab by Menomonie's goalkeeper. He is doing all he can to keep this reasonable, folks. I got to give him credit. He's playing a good game. Takes that one in as a bouncer. Down to about 3 minutes in the half, just a hair over. Menomonie throw-in and a Menomonie sub. Quick play. That was actually a good little passing sequence. The final guy just was a little out of reach. Maybe wasn't expecting it, but Raiders take it back and are back on the offensive. Good save there. Oh, gets to get out of bounds. That'll be a throw-in for Menomonie. And about 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Here we go. We're going to have a Raiders corner kick. I think I called it earlier that they hadn't put one in a while, and then they put one in. So we'll see what they do here. Nice little play there. Played it short, snuck it in, and that looks like Vandenberg maybe? And the Raiders take a 4-goal lead right before the half. And that's a tough one for Menomonie, I got a feeling. But we'll see, past Menomonie teams never give up. Let's see. Oh, not Vandenberg. That was Ben Weaver with the goal.
Remaining.
So nice goal, Ben Weaver with an assist to Quinn Johnson. Exciting play and nice goal for the Raiders. Less than a minute in the half. Raiders up 4-0 on the Menomonie side. Menomonie's going to have a little work to do. I'm sure their coach will have some thoughts and ideas at halftime. I think they need to be a little more aggressive in the offensive end. I think there's not enough people moving to the ball, moving around on their end, and just waiting for the ball to come to them. And you just can't do that against this Raider team. They're going to chase down every ball. We'll see you shortly for the second half.
4, 3, 2, 1, half.
And the start of the second half. Raiders put a 4th goal on within the last about minute and a half of the first half, which is a nice way to end the half. Menomonie's got some work to do here. It's the second half. The Menomonie Mustangs in white, playing from right to left on your screen. The visiting team, and the hometown Hudson Raiders in blue, playing from left to right and holding on to the 4-0 lead in this match. So see a little more pep in Menomonie's step here. That's going to certainly help because I think, as I said at the end of the half, there was a lot of standing around by Menomonie, especially on the offensive end, kind of waiting for things to happen instead of going after the ball. And on the Raiders, if you don't chase the ball, you don't play. So, Menomonie has to pursue that ball relentlessly to get any chance of putting a score on the board. Again, credit to Menomonie's goalkeeper. He played a fantastic first half. He did let in 4 goals, but This game could be at the mercy rule already, and I don't remember what the mercy rule is this year. I think they changed it a bit, but he's keeping it under control, and so kudos to him for a good game. Jack Poole takes a long shot, gets blocked. Menomonie with the clear. Nighttime has settled on Hudson Raiders Stadium, as you can see, and the lights are on, and it's a fun stadium to be in the evening. The lights are beautiful. If you're driving through town down Vine Street, you see the stadium, which is literally 10 yards from Vine Street. Big shot there for the Raiders, a little long. Sends it up and wide. But it's a fun atmosphere that I think has been good for the town to have the stadium where it is, with the lights on. It's just a fun feeling and atmosphere when you're driving through town, even if there's not a soccer game, lacrosse game, football game, track event, whatever, band event. It's still, you drive by that lit up stadium at night, it's pretty cool. We're now 2.5 minutes into the second half. Our Hudson Raiders in blue continue to lead by a score of 4-0 over our visiting Mustangs from Menomonie friends. Tyler Lassard cutting back. Little off balance there. Didn't quite get a hefty shot off. Flicks it out. Lassard's on it. He's going to try to set something up. As good of a scorer as Lassard is, I'm really seeing some impressive passing by him and trying to set his teammates up. He's using his speed to penetrate down to the end line and then set that ball up for his teammates, and that is going to be nothing but good for this team this year and the next few years, because Lassard is just a sophomore, and that's fantastic. Big throw in, head over by the Raiders. Little foot flick. Nicely played by Menomonie's goalkeeper again. I wish I knew his name because I'd like to give him a shout out, but he's playing fantastic game despite the score. It's a nice spread there. Netterlow. Oh, another great save. Wow, punching save. You don't see that a lot, but he timed that perfectly. Sometimes those punch saves, the ball can spin off and just go right behind you into the goal, but he gave that a whack, and there was no doubt that was not going to go in the goal. So nice save again, just as I was talking him up. Poole again. It's a nice cross. A little tight to the line, but not a bad cross. Raiders were there, just couldn't get their foot on it. Not sure what that call is. It was a corner kick, but I guess it's offside, or maybe there was a push or a pull I didn't see. Nonetheless, I don't make the rules. I don't make the calls. The game goes on. Allen off, chasing it down. McKenzie, under pressure, puts that ball a little hard up to Quinn Packard. Be a Menomonie throw. Big ball in. Raiders get a shot off, but send it wide. Be another goal kick here for Menomonie. Again, the Raiders keeping the pressure on. Send the ball wide. It'll be another goal kick throw in for the Raiders. Not sure what I saw there. I thought it went over the goal line, but ball's around there. It's a scrum. That's what the Raiders like. Excuse me. Mustangs defense staying strong, though. They stop a few attempts there at almost point-blank range, and now the Raiders with a corner kick. Nice ball. Nice elevation on I think that was Netterlow on the header, but I kind of hit it going up, and that's going to send the ball over almost every time. So, tough to time him, though. Nice play. Big clear by the goalkeeper for Menomonie. Poole plays it back to his McKenzie into Alanoff, who collects it and makes a turn and tries to thread the needle, but goalkeeper's all over it. A little too much, and on this turf, that ball can fly. A lot of benefits to turf. I have no issues with it myself. I played and coached soccer for, probably 48 of my 54 years, probably closer to 49 or 50 actually. Started when I was 5, so I hate to be nearing that 50 mark, but I like what turf does. It gives a nice, reliable surface. It's safer than it's ever been. Nice play there. Good goalkeeping by the Raiders. Looks like Tyler Hindall's back in the match, or into the match for the Raiders. But the one thing about turf is it's extremely fast. So you get that ball, and it almost feels like it picks up speed sometimes. So a lot of these guys play soccer all summer on grass, which is much slower, bumpier, less predictable, and then they play in these fantastic turf fields, and they got to adapt a little bit. That ball just going out, I think. Either way, Menomonie withstands that attack by the Raiders, and they're going to send it out. Seeing a little more pizzazz out of Menomonie in the midfield and in the offense, challenging more and adding some pressure, which has really, I can say, Raiders have definitely won the time of possession, but they're making those possessions harder for the Raiders. That's why we have 10 minutes in and no goal this half from the Raiders. So there's a definite cause and effect when your team is running and moving more. Throw in here for Menomonie, deep in their own territory. Somehow got through that mess. Menomonie, nice play. Goes out of bounds. Will be Menomonie throwing. We've now got 29 minutes left in this match, folks. Hometown Hudson Raiders in blue continue to lead by a score of 4-0 over the visiting Menomonie Mustangs. trying to hide that sound. If you heard something, I apologize. Like I said, I have a fall cold here, and the nose is running a bit. So here we go. Moving on to the 52-minute mark. Yet another goal kick for Menomonie. Must be doing a substitution. Raiders get a free kick here. Everybody's lining up. This is dangerous territory for the Raiders. Nicely stopped by the Menomonie wall. You don't see a lot of balls go into the wall these days, but a nice play nonetheless. Menomonie, again, nice defense, playing tough. Getting in front of those balls, playing the angles, moving. Uh-oh. Well, the angle is bad for me. Looked like that might bounce over the goalkeeper's head, but he's played a great game, so he's got it under control, and that ball went out of bounds, and will be a goal kick for Menomonie. Throw-in coming here for the Raiders. Menomonie swarming on defense, and there'll be another throw-in here for Menomonie. Another good play by Menomonie's goalkeeper. He's going to be tired at the end of this night. He's been up and down, jumping around, swatting at balls, punching them. 15 shots, it looks like. Not sure what the call here is by the ref. Must have been a little injury, stoppage. Gets the ball back. Used to be a drop ball in those situations, but that never was really fair. If one team had the ball and someone's hurt, that they lose any semblance of an advantage or where that ball was, and they've changed that in the last, I don't know, it's probably like 10, 15 years ago, where they give the ball in a not a overtly advantage manner to the team that had the ball before the injury, which is certainly the right thing to do. Approaching the 55-minute mark. Soren Matson with the throw. Gets it through. Some tenacious pressure there by Menomonie. Nice cutback. Good cutback. Good pass. Not a bad sequence there by Menomonie to at least get it to midfield. And but the Raiders take it. Lassard with it. About 25 to 27 yards out, sends it out wide. Some call. Must have been offside. And Menomonie's going to get a kick here. Menomonie trying to get it out of their end, play it off the Raiders, and it'll get a throw in. Must be a number of subs coming in and out here. Clock continues to run. It's been a pretty uneventful game, not a lot of stoppages. Very clean game, so not a lot of fouls or drama. No yellow cards at this point, and that definitely keeps the ball rolling and the game moving. 4 goals is going to stop the clock here and there, but nice little poke there by the Raiders, but a little bit wide. There's a little bit of distance there. He decides to send it deep. About 58-minute mark now. And there's another goal for your Raiders. Looks like offsides, maybe. And that one will come back. So the 5th goal for the Raiders is not the 5th goal for the Raiders. And the score stays at 4-0. Hometown Hudson Raiders, and 0 for the visiting Menomonie Mustangs.
Offsides.
Menomonie gets the throw in. Menomonie working hard to get it out. Big throw in here for the Raiders. Head over. Mustangs defense holds and ejects the ball out of the zone, but the Raiders quickly gather it up in the midfield and will restart their attack, sending the ball across the field over to McKenzie. Sends a nice ball through to Poole. Sends a nice ball through to Ben Weaver there, who puts a little cross on, but not much made of it. And ejected by the Mustangs, and the Raiders will have a corner kick here at about the 59-minute mark. And we'll see what happens here. Sometimes the Raiders play it short. Sometimes they play it traditionally. They've had a little more misdirection between the two guys from time to time this year. Nice header, nice play. Got a little too much over that header and hit it down into the ground. Awfully hard to time those headers precisely. It's amazing that they do as much as they do, because your head is it's kind of like baseball in a way, right? The round bat hitting the round ball, according to physics, is extremely challenging. Yet some people are really good at it. And round soccer ball, round head, trying to direct that right where you want it is a true skill. True skill and guts. Guts to use your head. Not any sports that really use your head. Football, I guess they do, but they really shouldn't. And heading in soccer has come under some scrutiny too. Most, if not all, coaches limit the number of headers in practice. Can't really control it in a scrimmage situation, but oh, what a play! Nice play by the Raiders and another really good reflexive save by Menomonie's goalkeeper. Point blank shot. I think that was net or low, but Mustang's goalkeeper gets a hand on it and sends it over. It's going to be a corner kick. We're now down to under 20 minutes in the half in the match. Raiders continue to pressure on offense. It's a nice ball. Right kind of where you want it. Not a lot of defense there, so that ball took a little skip, which, if you can time it right, is a great place to try to shoot that ball. Menomonie kicks it out, though, and Raiders will get a corner kick on the other side of the field now and see if they can find some success over there. Ball a little high and a little long, a little over the heads of the attackers. A little chip play there by the Raiders trying to get something in there. Lots of pressure by the Mustangs defense. That one's off the Raiders. It'll be a goal kick. Looks like a bit of a breeze in the Raiders' favor. Didn't look too strong, so it might not be that big of a deal, but certainly one thing that might be helping them this half, even though they have yet to find the goal this half officially. They've had a couple pulled back, I believe, but definitely helps in controlling the ball. Anytime you get the wind, it's definitely an aid. It's a beautiful through ball to the corner. Nice little playback. I'm not sure who that was that kind of hung back waiting for that beautiful ball. Kind of had to stretch his leg back to get it. But that's a nice all-around attack by the Raiders. Foul on the Raiders going to give Menomonie a free kick in their offensive end, and they're going to be able to put this ball probably somewhat in the scoring area. You never know what's going to happen. There's always a chance of a penalty kick, chance of just a scramble and a shot. So this is a good opportunity for Menomonie. That's a great ball. That's right where you want it. That's a really nice ball. Right into the kind of the scrum and the heart, but too many people there. Gets tough. Another foul on the Raiders. Now Menomonie's got an opportunity in a really dangerous spot here. So if Menomonie's got a shooter, this is his chance to shine here and make something interesting happen. The Raiders are going to make a wall. Hinsdall's going to move the wall and line up where he wants to be. And we'll see what the shooter does. Does a quick little set. Oh. Gets broken up by the wall, pops up, and then cleared by the Raiders. But Menomonie went with a little deception there, too. But unfortunately did not get a quality shot off there. It's a great header there, but just a little too much and out of bounds. Raiders now will get a throw-in. Sounds like we have some subs. And we're at about the 65-minute mark, so we're pushing into these final 15 minutes. Hometown Hudson Raiders continue to lead 4-0 over the visiting Menomonie Mustangs. Tangled feet, foul from behind on Matson went down. Tries to play quick. Not a bad attempt, but Raiders kick it out of bounds. That's going to be a goal kick for the Mustangs. There's a whistle. I don't know if there's subs or what's going on, but we're now officially at the 65-minute mark, leaving 15 minutes left. Menomonie going to be working hard to try to get something on the board here. And the Raiders trying to add a little bit more. They got guys that want to score, and we'll see if they can add to that 4-goal total or not. Big throw to space there by Quinn Packard. Nice playback by the Raiders, but a blast off the crossbar. I remember this goalkeeper for Menomonie from last year. He's playing spectacularly better than he's grown a lot, and I can tell you past matches with Menomonie could often be 8-0, 9-0, 10-0, or more. The goalkeeper play has definitely kept this game where it's at. So kudos to him. And as he continues to grow, I don't know how old he is, but hope we'll see him again in the future. Raiders on the attack. Looked like a possible Menomonie injury, but he's back up and contributing. Raiders trying to get something going here on the last push for the Raiders. Nice ball out wide. Like Weaver sends a cross across, but a little too much heat, not enough height, and that's a hard one to get to, and it goes out of bounds, and will be a Menomonie goal kick again. Menomonie gets it down, gets to Raider goalkeeper Tyler Hinsdall, who gives it a clear. Raiders back on the offensive push. Ben Weaver with a nice cross again. That was a little bit of a screamer, a little bit low but not many Raiders there to do anything with it anyway. But still a nice play. Cleared out across the goal line by Menomonie, and the Raiders will have a corner kick here with about 12 minutes now in the match. They play it high, dropped into a nice area. A little bit cleared by Menomonie, but it's still in the danger. That ball is everywhere, folks. Whew. That one was close. Just skimmed the crossbar and fell into the net. Looked like it might have been a score, but it wasn't. It was above the goal. And pushing into the 69th minute, the Raiders lead 4-0 over Menomonie. Solid game for the Raiders. They've scored 4 good goals. They're working hard. Their defense has played well to keep the ball, to keep really no real opportunities for the Mustangs. And you can see a lot of players, contributing to this win for the Raiders. So this is a good win for the Raiders. I guess we're not going to call it a win yet. I get bad about that, but Raiders seem to have this fully in control. But Menomonie could surprise. We'll see. I've seen weird stuff in my close to 50 years of soccer experience. So, big throw by the Raiders. Menomonie going to let that roll all the way out and take the kick, burn off some time off the clock. And when that ball is kicked, will be about 10 minutes left in the match. Excuse me. Comes the kick. I think that Menomonie goalkeeper is going to need some work on that right leg. He's hit a lot of goal kicks and a lot of punts tonight. So now down to about a little under 9 minutes, a little over 9 minutes, sorry. Good conference win for the Raiders. A good showing by Menomonie in a lot of ways. Not much on the offensive end, but their defense has held, and their goalkeeping has been really pretty darn good. So Quinn Packard there trying to get a cross off, but gets deflected out by the Mustangs, and we'll have a throw in for the Raiders. Actually, I guess it's a corner kick. That ball ricocheted kind of odd and went across the goal line. So Packard with, a little deception. Poole with the foul up. Headed out by the Mustang. Those felt a little bit dangerous, but the angle probably wasn't as bad as it seems here. And the Raiders will have another corner kick on the other side of the field. Pushing into about the 8-minute mark of what's left in this match. It's a nice high ball. A little bit long, but not a bad place to be. Raiders are there. Looked like maybe Netterlow with the header. And again, probably hit that on the way up, which causes that ball to go up like that in a lot of cases. But nice play nonetheless. Kenzie sends the ball wide. Disrupted by Menomonie, but the Raiders took it back. Menomonie really playing tough all the way through. They're doing their best, and you can definitely see, like we said earlier, the difference in their enthusiasm and movement in the second half versus the first half. The first half, there was noticeable areas of not a lot of movement by players, not moving to open space to get passes, not closing gaps on defense, not chasing down players defensively. Second half, I think their coach must have lit a fire at halftime, and we saw a big change from Menomonie, and as a result, 0 goals this half, so not sure that's the recipe to win the game, but it certainly helped in the second half here. Throw in for the Raiders, a little short, but head over, and that's going to be a goal kick for Menomonie. Yeah, calling a Menomonie throw. I don't know if it was an error or there was a bad throw, but we're now pushing into about 5 minutes left in the match. Mustangs with the clear. Getting it deep, but into the hands of goalkeeper Tyler Hinsdall. Sorry for the sniffles and all of that. Our next broadcast, hopefully I will be much, much healthier. And Menomonie's defense, really pretty disruptive. This is the Raiders' starting lineup, too, for the most part, offensively. So they're hanging tough. 4.5 minutes left in the match. Offsides there on the Raiders, giving the Mustangs a free kick. Sending that ball up. Sending it through. McKenzie picks it up. Good ball movement by the Raiders. That's really nice. It's pretty when you see those ins and outs and one touches, and they just know they're where they should be. There's a little good hustle play by the Raiders. Can't tell who that is. Might be Xavier Island. Good hustle play, though. Gets out there, tries to make it happen, and gets upended a little bit, but that's how it goes. And goal kick here for the Mustangs with about 3.5 minutes left. About 3 minutes left. Raiders continue to push the attack. Nice through ball, and good cross through there by Quinn Packard, but nobody home. Menomonie kicks it out across the goal line, and they give the Raiders a corner kick. I think one thing that could benefit Menomonie, too, is they tend to just take the easy clear and kick it out for a lot of corner kicks. And I'm not sure if they're not communicating or what, but if they could even just make those throw-ins by clearing them that way, they'd see some better results. But nonetheless, Raiders with another corner kick now with 2 minutes left. It's a nice ball. And there we go. There's Captain Nicky Elenoff with the goal for your Raiders. The 5th goal of the night for your Raiders. And that was Jack Poole with the assist off the corner kick. And
Goal, Nicky Elenoff.
Actually, nothing I like better than a corner kick header goal combination. It's just, I love it. And that was spectacular. Nicky timed it right and just put a lot on that ball, and that was beautiful. So now we're just under 2 minutes. Raiders with 5, Menomonie with 0. Good streaking here. I think that's Xavier Island. Raiders all looking to add another goal if they can. 1.5 minutes. Again, people look at a 5-0 score, and while the Raiders really did control this from beginning to end, you got to give Menomonie's goalkeeper credit. I've been talking about him a lot, but he's played a good game. McKenzie feeding it up the middle. Netterlow dancing around. Nice foot moves. Brings it back. Raiders reset. McKenzie tries a little chip up. But with a minute left, it's gathered in by the Menomonie goalkeeper, who's going to hang on to it for a bit. Take a big punt. Ball gets over a let's head. McKenzie's covering, though, and they get the clear. Nice header there by Menomonie's defense. We're now at 30 seconds. Raiders are going to take this victory, folks, and they're going to be 5-0, if I'm correct. They are undefeated no matter what, from what I know, and a good win for the Raiders. A good showing by Menomonie in a lot of ways, and can't wait for the next match. Thanks for tuning in to the River Channel broadcast here. We look forward to seeing you at future broadcasts.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is final.